welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. There's got some Army of the Dead. We've got some Shazam Fury of the Gods. We got the Flash news and a little bit more Justice League as well. So stay tuned for all that on today's daily show, and also a full listing of what's going to happen at JusticeCon this weekend. So excited for that. All right, well, let's get to the topics of the day. The first topic of the day is going to be Army of the Dead. It's Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead with a trailer tomorrow, by the way, very early. In fact, in a few hours, I'm going to have to wake up already. But definitely going to do a reaction to that for Army of the Dead. Definitely supporting that. There's got hashtags. Look at that. There's hashtags now. There's actually a little cool little cute little skull emoji with the dollar signs on it. Definitely that is going to be cool. Really cool to see that. And seeing that on Army of the Dead. You also see that on Zack Snyder's name. That's crazy. Zack, you see hashtag Zack Snyder, you see that emoji on there as well. So it's really cool to see that show up. But they are not what you think they are in this little poster here. I'm guessing he's trying to say they are either the Army of the Dead is not what you think they are, like that guy's not what, I mean, that's an interesting helmet. Wonder what that could be. That's very interesting, and maybe we'll see a little bit more for this full-blown trailer tomorrow, which is going to be pretty awesome. May 21st, Netflix. Let's go! Army of the Dead, and I forgot to flash that up. Army of the Dead is going to be really exciting. It's a heist film. It's a zombie film. It's a longer film than any other zombie film out there, as I've been told, and it's going to be an action-packed, and it's definitely be something that Netflix is putting a lot of faith in, including the rest of that franchise as well. There's a franchise for Army of the Dead. They are loving Zack Snyder over on Netflix, and that is great to see. Very much appreciated, and that's really cool as well. So that is Army of the Dead. All right, now the next things up is going to be getting into DC now. This is pretty huge. Shazam Fury of the Gods. Shazam Fury of the Gods cast Lucy Liu as the villain. I'm going to read you to this article from Variety right here. Lucy Liu is officially a god. The Elementary and Why Women Kill star has joined the DC Comics adaptation Shazam Fury of the Gods as the villain Calypso, the sister of Helen Mirren's villainous character Hespera. Along with Liu and Mirren, the core filmmaking team from 2019 Shazam is returning for the sequel, including Zachary Levi as the eponymous superhero Shazam, and Asher Angel as his teenage alter ego Billy Batson. David F. Sandberg is returning to direct the film from a screenplay by Henry Gayden. Peter Safran is producing with his shingle, The Safran Company. Like Mirren's character Hespera, Liu's Calypso does not have an obvious counterpart in DC Comics. Both characters, however, are the daughters of the Greek god Atlas, who is one of the sources of Shazam's power. He holds the stamina of Atlas as well as the power of Zeus, the strength of Hercules, the wisdom of Solomon, the speed of Mercury, and the courage of Achilles. Liu is no stranger to major franchises, as you know. She was in Charlie's Angels, Ally McBeal, the Kill Bill, Chicago. You know, she's been around. She's definitely been around. Shazam Fury of the Gods is scheduled to open on June 2nd of 2023. And I want to add that there was a scoop coming from the Illuminati in terms of who the villains were, and they did say there's going to be 3 of them, 3 sisters. So we got 2. I don't think they've called out the 3rd one yet. So there's still going to be 1 more person that's going to be a sister for this. So it looks like Shazam's is going to have to go against some pretty strong, exciting stuff. I mean, I'm thinking the budget for this one is probably going to be more. It's probably going to be a little bit more action-packed, I would think. And that's certainly something that would be different, a little bit more evolved from the first one. And that's pretty cool to see Lucy Liu in here. Lucy Liu, lots of great cast so far. I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty impressed for Shazam Fury of the Gods. Hopefully this blows me out of the water, and it's not something that I have to enjoy with the kids. It's something, and it's probably going to be very kid-friendly, but exciting Much more special effects in there, much more budget in there, I think. Well, let's see what happens with Shazam Fury of the Gods. I still think Black Adam's going to blow this one out of the water, though. So, to be quite honest, all right, so that's Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Now let's talk a little bit about the Flash. In this case, it's actually a Empire magazine article, and it talks about Ray Fisher, right? But there is something in here that's really interesting in regards to him appearing in the Flash. Since Ray Fisher first shot his role of Cyborg, also known as Victor Stone for Warner Bros. Justice League movie, the studio's plans for its DC Extended Universe have changed. As it stands, largely moving away from the so-called Snyderverse established by filmmaker Zack Snyder, that means the once planned solo Cyborg is currently off the table. And with Fisher currently in conflict with Warner Media in the aftermath of the Justice League reshoots, for now, he's not scheduled to appear in any future DC movies, which is a grave mistake. For a time, though, the character was considered as a player in the Ezra Miller-led Flash movie, soon to be helmed by director Andy Muschietti. Speaking to Empire in a major new interview, Fisher explained that he and the filmmaker saw eye to eye on their approach to superhero stories, and indicated that there's still a possibility he could appear in the film. And he seems to have his head on straight and understood these characters by making it about their relationship more than just a display of superpowers, he explains, adding, "We were on the same page about that, and it will be a bummer if there is no way to resolve the issue." Same page, same page. That's what he was trying to say. Andy Muschietti's on the same page of this. And I could certainly see that as him being a creator. Andy's not in the he's not there for the politics and stuff like that. He came in because he had faith in the Flash and he wanted Cyborg to be a part of that story. So it's possible. It's possible. He may be even fighting for Cyborg to come back into the story. Maybe he's like, look, I cannot make the story work. I cannot make the story work. I need Cyborg in the story to make it work. I need that for, Flash Barry Allen's arc in there. We need to bring him back somehow. So there's, I don't know how they would resolve that issue, but if Ray Fisher really wants to be in that movie, I support him. And if Andy Muschietti wants Ray Fisher to be in that movie as well, I support him as well. I think it will work. I mean, it's always been supposed to be like that, right? I mean, Deborah Snyder even said back then, this is way back in like Rick Famuyiwa days, where Cyborg was always going to be a part of that story. So it would be a bummer. Yeah, it would be a bummer if they couldn't resolve their issues so that he could definitely be in that now. For now, Zack Snyder's Justice League finally seeing the light of day, including a considerably larger and more complex role for Cyborg and his upcoming role in civil rights anthology series Women of the Movement on the way, Fisher sounds philosophical about his future in DC and beyond. He said this, "If all I'm blessed to do what is I've been able to do in this business, I'd rather go ahead and speak my piece now than have these stories lost to the world." He says, "I know where my power is." So there's going to be a Empire's full interview with Ray Fisher, talking the life that brought him to the screen, his experience in Justice League, and the release of the Snyder Cut in the upcoming new issue that's on sale Thursday, April 15th, and also available to pre-order and things like that. So definitely, hopefully there's more from that article. I don't really have much of bookstores anymore here, so I don't know if I can grab one, but hopefully we'll find out a little bit more about that, seeing what else is on that interview that we can pull from that, but it'll be really quite interesting. But all in all, it seems interesting that he has hope for it, and it just does sound like Andy Muschietti is really all about his story, all about what he needs to do for the Flash, and so maybe, just maybe, he's going to try to work it out. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and find out. And, maybe that's something I could ask him later on. Not Andy, but Ray Fisher. So that's the Empire magazine. What's also cool about the Flash movie is that... Oh, it's not that one. Let me see. Here we go. This is what I wanted to talk about. The art of VFX. Let's discover out how overall VFX supervisor John DJ Desjardins and the VFX teams have delivered nearly 2,700 shots in 7 months to bring director Zack Snyder's vision to life for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, in this is a lot of technical details in it. I'll link this in the description below if you want to read it. But basically, he talks about how they have to change out Steppenwolf and putting Steppenwolf, the right Steppenwolf, back in the original Patrick Totopoulos design and Zack Snyder's approved version and things like that, and all sorts of things they had to do, and how Warner Brothers was too scared. They said that Steppenwolf was too scary, deemed too scary, and so they had to change him at that time. So a little bit of a knock at Warner Brothers in this one by DJ here. And DJ and Zack Snyder is absolutely friends. Absolutely, he supports each other. And it's great. It's interesting to see that at the end of this article, when they asked, well, what are you going to work on next? And he said, The Flash. What? DJ? John DJ Desjardins, or Desjardins, I don't know how you say his name. But this guy who made incredible The Flash in Zack Snyder's Justice League, all the effects, turning back time, those visual moments it looks so awesome. It looks so fantastic, especially at the end. Wow, the Speed Force. That dude is going to be working on the Flash visual effects in the Flash movie? Oh, wow. It's interesting. It's interesting. Like if at all, like from some people I've heard already, that if at all that DJ is a great friend with Zack Snyder. He's a great friend. To the point that if Zack wanted him not to work on something, he's like, I'm not going to work on it. I won't do that to Zack. But he's going to work on the Flash. So it seems like, all right, just seems like right now, that whatever being the case with Warner Brothers and the execs over there, Andy Muschietti and the team are in support of Snyder's vision, and clearly DJ saw that, maybe saw work on it and says, okay, I see where you're going with this, and it is in tune with that. They've got Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck probably saw it and said, okay, I see it. I'm in tune with that. Ray Fisher looks at the script and everything, talks with Andy. Okay, I'm in tune with that. So at least in terms of the project itself, not the leadership, but the project itself, they seem to want to try to make it work, trying to collaborate in a way, include the Snyderverse within it. Like I said, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see and how that movie turns out. But hopefully, I mean, I would hate to watch that movie and it really is something to erase the Snyderverse rather than saying, all right, that can live on somewhere else, right? I mean, that would be the thing that'll get me like, oh man, come on, man. but hopefully it's a great overall Flash movie. Don't know what's happening with Michael Keaton. Don't know if Ben Affleck, when Ben Affleck is going to start shooting on that. I thought it was supposed to start this month, but we haven't heard anything more than that. So let's wait and find out about The Flash. All right. Well, since we're a little bit in the Justice League moments, let's talk about Justice League. Your Justice League score is coming as a box set. This is an exclusive coming from the Hollywood Reporter. You can pre-order or order it on Mondo, and it has all the characters here. 4 hours, nearly 4 hours of Tom Ogenberg's Justice League music will be spread across 7 discs. And I heard it was pretty expensive, like couple $100, $200 or something like that. That's quite a bit. But if you have the amount of money and you want to check it out and take a look at it, search Justice League score coming as a box set. I think you can pre-order already on Mondo, yeah. And I don't have it up because I don't have it in America yet. But apparently the Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League Blu-ray Steelbook is available for pre-order. And it will be coming out in this month, like the 4/22, I think, or something like that. But in other countries, like in Amazon France and stuff like that. So check it out. For your own country, go on Amazon, Zack Snyder's Justice League Steelbook. See what happens. I can't find it online, so I don't know when America is going to have it. So we'll see. Also, numbers. I've been looking for numbers. You've been looking for numbers. We've got no numbers. But guess what happened? HBO's The Nevers, the one that made by Joss Whedon, conjures up apparently, and they put it all in an article. Even Casey Bloys tweeted out, conjures up the biggest ever original series debut on HBO Max with 1.4 million viewers. Wow. Okay. Wow. Cool. Well, congratulations to The Nevers, but seriously, a day later, and they already have numbers, 1.4 million viewers, and they celebrated it like that, right? The series that was made by Joss Whedon, okay, and I mean, the Tina Turner thing got numbers right after Godzilla vs. Kong. They put out an article that was the biggest thing ever on HBO Max the week of, right? The Nevers, nothing, absolutely nothing on the Snyder Cut, nothing on the Zack Snyder Justice League. Like, I would even take it didn't do so well, and I think they would have gone every opportunity to say that it didn't do so well if they revealed it. But I think they're still hiding the fact that it did do well. But look at that, man. I don't know what to tell you anymore. People think that, yeah, it's conspiracy. Of course they won't release them. They never do. What do you mean they never do? They're obviously releasing numbers for projects. They released it for Tina. They released it for Godzilla vs. Kong. They didn't actually bring out the numbers for Godzilla vs. Kong, but they had a statement about it saying it's the biggest thing they've ever had. They released the numbers for The Nevers. Don't tell me they won't ever release the numbers. Or they don't ever release the numbers for these things. They do. Apparently they do. They won't probably ever release the numbers for Zack Snyder's Justice League, though. I don't know. And they maybe never will. Maybe at the investor meetings they'll say it did great. It did well. But what about the numbers? Oh, we can't tell you that. I don't know. Call me crazy. I don't think I am. I think we all agree that there's very much trying to hide this, very much pushing it away, pushing it down. It's at that point already. It's like, what the hell? What do we do now? But we can continue forward on with a little bit more. There is an actual site that you can actually go to. It's called help.hbomax.com/feedback. Please share your feedback. Do you have feedback about HBO Max? We love to hear from you. So over here, you can, click the topic, and you can, what I suggest would be like programming requests. That's what you want to request, right? You put your email down, then you say, I would very much love to see Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3, Ben Affleck movie, Ben Affleck Batfleck movie, whatever, Deathstroke series, anything you want, Black Canary, HBO Max series, respectfully, by the way, don't be a dick about it, ask them nicely, leave your feedback there, restore the Snyderverse, what have you, and then you can go ahead and submit. It's just a little bit more that we can add to the pressure of trying to get them to restore the Snyderverse in a way. But as a consumer, you have every right to share your feedback. Don't say this is not abusing the system in any way. This is clearly a help center on HBO Max. The topic is very much programming requests, and as a consumer, you have every damn right to request for a programming that you want, and that is Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, Cyborg, whatever, whatever you want. It could be Never Season 2 if that's your thing. Okay? But it really is whatever you want. You can even request for a new Season 8 of Game of Thrones if you. It's not, I don't know, that's not going to happen. But it's like this is an area where they are offering you to suggest your feedback. Are they going to respond to this? I don't know. But it would add to the pressure. It will add to the whatever data they're going to put together, and they can see that. They already know, but it's great to add a little bit to that as well. So hopefully it makes a little bit of difference. But if you feel like you want to reach out in a way this is another way to do it at help.hbomax.com/feedback. So I'll link that. I'll put that in the comment when this video goes out. So check that out. All right. So there is two dates that I'm thinking about. When are we going to hear a little bit about possibly a Snyderverse? Maybe. One would be Justice Con 2021. The other one would be the investors, the quarter one earnings day, which is on April 22nd. So either or, right? And that's where I'm kind of hoping, crossing my fingers, we'll hear anything about those things. But this is Justice Con 2021, April 16th to 18th of this weekend. It's going to be big. It's going to be exciting. So Friday, starting off with Friday and April 16th, art for everyone and anything. Then Green Lantern, Jessica Cruz from panel to screen. Then making the BVS Kryptonite Spear. Creation of Nightmare Joker. Lights, camera, action. Anatomy of recognition, typography. Fan Editing 101. Lots of panels. Wow. How to Make a Film by Steve Kassan. Artist League International. We got a lot of artists there. The Power of Snyderverse Restoring Mental Health. That's a big one. Let's Make an Amazon Tiara Together and Talk Cosplay, which is fun. Martian Manhunter Fan Film Costume Commentary. Working with Eva Foam. How to Join a Zoom Meeting as an Animated Character. So Friday is a nice little fun little, a lot of panels that Friday. Then we get into Saturday. Saturday is getting the big ones coming up right here. Anyone can cosplay. Discussion on cosplay accuracy, right? Spotlight on Victor Koo. So the guest Victor Koo, host is Dave Avery. Spotlight on Ray Porter with Shiraz Faruqi. Spotlight on Ray Fisher. This is where I come in. I'm the host for Spotlight on Ray Fisher. So definitely hoping to ask him questions about Cyborg and talk to him about Cyborg and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Talk to him about, possibly about The Flash. And if there are any projects he has gotten together after Women of the Movement, and so on and so forth. So I'm really excited for that. And also Spotlight on Joe Manganiello, and this is with Dave the Film Junkie. Spotlight on Harry Lennox with Scott McClellan. Spotlight on Patrick Tatopoulos with Enosh. Deep dive into Zack Snyder's Justice League with Zack Snyder himself and the Nerd Queens and Wonder Meg. So that's a big one right there. Spotlight on Jay Oliva with guest Jay Oliva. And of course, the host is Tim Yoko. Then we got Sunday. We got, oh, this is kind of big. I don't know. Spotlight on American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Women behind the scenes of Army of the Dead with a whole cast of people there. Spotlight on women and more from the women of the Army of the Dead with all the actresses there for Army of the Dead, which is really awesome. Deborah Snyder with Fatma. And a spotlight on Dave Bautista with Enosh. It's the big Army of the Dead day. And then Army of the Dead with Zack Snyder himself and the host is Scott McClellan and Tim Yoko. So it's a fantastic weekend. It's going to be awesome. A great SnyderCon event, if you will, virtually. And this is all happening on the JusticeCon YouTube site. So I think you can go on YouTube, search JusticeCon, and they should have the channel pop up, and all the panels are there with the premiere dates and everything, and where you can go and watch that. So definitely, it's going to be exciting. I don't know what's going to happen by any case. I don't know if there's any announcements or anything like that. It's going to be fun. Let's just have fun with, don't have high expectations, because it's going to be really exciting to be talking to Zack Snyder stuff. So don't think there's gonna be like major announcement stuff, but if it happens, then you'll be so freaking surprised. You'll be so like, oh my god, what's happening? but seriously, let's just have fun. Let's celebrate Snyder's works, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Let's celebrate the fandom as well, and celebrate Army of the Dead as well, as we're going to have a fun time with all of that. So be there, be square, and that happens this weekend. So it's going to be exciting in itself. All right. Now, just a little bit, in order to just maybe give you a little bit of, hope, I guess, for the Snyderverse. I'm going to share with you this little video that I've kind of shared it before. But I want to make sure that you listen to this once again in regards to even my thoughts about Restore the Snyderverse, or getting a Justice League sequel to happen. So check this out from Zack Snyder.
The real miracle is that, like, someone would say, like, "Oh, are you ever going to make a sequel?" I'm like, "Well, there's no plan, and Warner Brothers really has no interest in making a sequel with me." But is it more likely that a sequel to this movie would have been made than what happened? And the answer to that is yes. And so, it just speaks to their actual power, and I'm proud to be, associated with it.
So there you go. Just reminding you of what his thoughts are if a sequel to happen. A sequel will be more likely to happen than what just happened with the Snyder Cut. So it's not dead. It's not over yet. It ain't over till it's over. Let's continue on, right? Let's continue on. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we find out more at Justice Con. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Hopefully we find out more the Q1 earnings. I don't know. But keep the faith. Keep the faith. All right. Well, let's get into the members' comments and questions now as we head into, whoops, turn that off. And let's start with Manu Delpec. Snake wouldn't fight like that, in my opinion. That is too elaborate. Talvive, I heard that DC are talking to Christian Bale to come back for Batman because Michael Keaton is not wanting to do it anymore. Have you heard anything? Is this true? I can't remember where I read it, but I did read about it. Yeah, there's some articles were going out like these were just, not major trades, nothing like that. There's no reports on that. Also, there was that interesting gif of Christian Bale from Batman on film, Jet Raimi, and he certainly has some know in it, but he's very, he's an interesting character in terms of Batman. He likes every Batman except Ben Affleck's Batman for some reason. But anyway, like that kind of stemmed from that as well. Rumor, I would like to put it, just a rumor for now. I thought Affleck did the Nightmare additional scenes pro bono. Pro bono. I don't know. I think at one time Zack Snyder says there's no money or something like that, but then they came back and offered him money for it. So he may have came in with a little pay, maybe. Ben looks like he wrapped George's film. There are photos this weekend of the two hugging while people clap around them. Yeah. So that might have been wrapped. I don't know if they were hugging and says, that's a great scene and stuff like that, or they wrapped it up. So, they haven't said anything about the Flash starting yet. So we'll see. I thought it was this month. Can't we just start a GoFundMe page to restore the Snyderverse? Give Warner Brothers a ton of money to give us what we want. Show them we mean business. Well, at this point, it's more of an ego thing rather than a money thing. I think if they just need to, sign off. Just say like, here's Zach. Here's the IP. Go ahead and do it. But at this point in time, it's more of their ego than interest in money, which is crazy, which is absolutely crazy at this point. But yeah. About New Mutants, off topic a bit, but Josh Boone opened up on the Postmortem with Mick Garris podcast about the experience, and basically they didn't get to make the film they really wanted to make. Their script was constantly rewritten, set pieces / weeks before principal photography began, producers leaving right before it did. They never got to do reshoots or anything to try to fix it. He's still happy with the film, but yeah, could have been so much more. It's very small scale, but it's quite good in my opinion. It's got heart, it's refreshing, and hopefully some of the actors make it over to the MCU. Oh, okay, well, I gotta check it out. But I would love to see, I guess, I wish I didn't know that. But I want, now I'm going to go in thinking, okay, it was really changed up. And I think it was, but I don't know how much changed up. Is it really hacked up? I don't know. But that may be something I could look into. But thanks, Manu. It says you spoke in the UK version. Oh, okay. So I don't know why someone said you smelled good. Interesting. Grandson of Soul. I've been in dire want for Batflick solo movies since BVS, and to not have Jeffrey Dean Morgan at some point as Flashpoint Batman would be a huge wasted opportunity. Also, I love Identity Crisis 2, one of my favorite reads on DC Universe. I particularly enjoy the emotional aspects of the story. I definitely love to see that as a fleshed out animated miniseries. Yeah, or even like a live action limited series, right? Well, I think it would work well. I mean, something into like the very, because it wasn't very big. There wasn't like a big action or anything like that. It was very smaller scale in that sense, and it's kind of like, you know, like the Watchmen HBO series. Like they could do something like that. I think it would be really cool. I'm currently watching the original series. Jordan is picking awesome projects to work on. Oh, you're working on. Oh, you're watching. Okay, cool. That's really cool. Yeah, Jordan Von Roberts. He's like a nerd like us, so he's definitely going to pick up nerd projects like Kong Skull Island, Metal Gear Solid, now Gundam. Dude, this guy could go to distance. Like I enjoy Kong Skull Island. I don't know of any other work that he's done that I've watched, but you know, after Kong Skull Island, I'm like, okay, I like what's done. I like the cinematography, and you know, but that's, you know, a lot of it can thank Larry Fong for that. But if he utilizes some of that photography and everything, and it could really work out really well. And like I said, like Pacific Rim has shown that we can have live action robots, modern live action robot movies, and also okay, well, the Gundam in Ready Player One was more cartoony because it was supposed to be a gaming world. But if they imagine that with the functionality and the way, the size and the weight of the first Pacific Rim movie, then I think they could really work it out. While I haven't seen any of the Gundam franchise, this is absolutely exciting news. The franchise is iconic, helping establish one of the major genres in the movie, in the anime. If they do it right, this will help mainstream audience connect to the classic franchise. Hey, not only that, but imagine if they do a Neon Genesis Evangelion, but live action. Oscar Isaac as Solid Snake. Who would be Otacon? Oh, who would be Otacon? Some nerdy guy with glasses. Could be anybody, really. Yeah. You know, I have no idea. I hope and pray Ben Affleck sees our widespread support for his return. For Batman versus Deathstroke, we are with you, sir, to the end of the line. The constantly growing bandwagon for Restore the Snyderverse is very much like the growing unity throughout the lands. The influence of our community is widespread, the call is sounding throughout the world, and the greater this call becomes, the more foolish Warner Brothers will look should they continue to say no. The restoration will come, and Zack Snyder is our once and future king. It's very poetic. Justin, so if Batfleck made his movie and Deathstroke kills all that Bruce Wayne loves, he will have nothing to live for except to feel like the hero he felt he needed to be for the self-sacrifice arc in JL3. Yeah, I know. We need those connections. We need those spin-offs. Eric Blake. While we're on the subject of Excalibur, Clark learning from Jonathan's spirit the answers to the riddle, she was my world, then telling Lois, this is my world, you are my world, is very much like Percival solving the riddle of the Holy Grail and telling Arthur, you and the land are one. Add to this how Cal Swanwick, John Jones, goes to Lois in disguise, charging her to return to the world of the living. Zack does indeed use analogies to Excalibur throughout his arc, but it isn't always the same characters having exact parallels. Sometimes Clark is Arthur, but sometimes Lois is Arthur, with Clark as Percival and John Jones as her Merlin. Sometimes Bruce is Arthur, with Alfred as Merlin. Sometimes Arthur is Arthur, with Volko as Merlin, charging him to take up the tridents, the ones that his birthright being the sword and the stone. I agree. He's always like, it's just the analogies is not certain character. I totally agree with that. Ben is like comic book Mark said there were people who wanted Zack Snyder's version and there are others who wanted their version Zack Snyder's cut. Oh, I think I know what you're referring to. Yeah, I agree. I mean, some of those people that aren't liking Zack Snyder's version are not around anymore, you know, and, you know, yeah, oh well. The Bull of India. Hi, Chris. Yes. Thank you so much for covering the upcoming Gundam live action movie. This is a lifelong dream going to come true. You don't know how much we, the Gundam fans, especially UC Ultimate Timeline fans, have dreamed about this after having a taste of the Granddaddy Gundam RX-78 2 in Ready Player One. And thanks goodness it is Netflix, which means the director will have more freedom, unlike Warner Brothers. I don't want to have high expectations though, but to do justice to Yoshiyuki Tomino's UC timeline, I think they would have to deal with the horrors of war, PTSD, child soldiers, World War II dirty politics, and Carl Sagan's enthusiasm for space exploration. And UC Gundam has real consequences with and human tragedy. If done right, it will be like Finding Private Ryan, Fury, Ender's Game, and Gravity mixed into one. But if done wrong, it will be like Voltron or Bumblebee. And I pray they will court Gundam designers like Katoki Hajime to design the mobile suits. Well, this is the thing. I think this Sunrise is going to be a part of this, right? As I've said. So definitely, like Warner Brothers and Toho, they're going to include the Japanese, and the Japanese are not going to let them do it until they are part of it. And Jordan, who's very much wants to do it right, will definitely confer with them, and they will need their approval first. So they will need the Gundam approval. So it'll definitely have that. Now about the story. Depending on how long the movie, and it is a movie, I re-looked again. I think a series would have been better, but having it in a movie, they can get more money because it's going to play in the box office, in theaters, internationally, like in China. So that way they could recoup a bit more. But it's going to be hard because, like anything, like Gundams, it's a series, and there's a lot of series. Which one do you do? If you do the original, that's a long series in itself. What do you do with that? How do you, bring it together into a movie? Like that's going to be difficult unless there's going to be multiple movies. Then there's something. But like Metal Gear, like he said he was going to be like an amalgamation of different Metal Gears, and that got me a little bit worried. But I guess if done right, they can have the feel, can have the impact of everything that was in those series all bunched up into one movie. Just don't have the expectations that the character arcs, if it's the same characters, are going to have the same arcs as in the series, and you can't because it's long, So I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but I guess we'll have to find out. But at least we're going to get to see a big live action movie of that. I'm watching a recording of Saturday Night Live from March 27th, and they aired an HBO Max commercial promoting Godzilla vs. Kong, Mortal Kombat, and Zack Snyder's Justice League, followed by the Nevers. I mean, they put some effort in place, but not nearly enough. Come on, fan base, we got this. Hot dog fan from life. Restore the Snyderverse. Make the Batflick movie. Thanks, Zach P. Yeah, I'm glad I'm getting your messages now. Yeah, they have a lot of those promotions, and I'm glad that there was Zack Snyder's Justice League ads here and there. I'm glad Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Snyder Cut, official Snyder Cut account, is still putting out stuff for that, and there's still conversation for that. But obviously, HBO Max, Warner Brothers are in control of the numbers there, so hopefully we'll get them soon. What movie they need to bring to live action is Voltron. I would pay money to see that. I never seen this show Gundam as a kid. This is the first time I seen or heard about it. I'll watch it if it's good. There's a lot. You just search up. There's a lot of series. I haven't watched them all. Like I said, I haven't all watched them all, but there are really the ones that I really watched are really cool. In fact, like a lot of them. Like in the beginning, it was a bit harder to kill, destroy the other robots and stuff like that. But like Gundam Wing and Gundam, they really are really fast, and you're just killing them. It just makes you want to play the Dynasty Warriors Gundam over and over because it's just really cool that way. But cool designs, really cool designs, and please go to Japan. That they have some awesome model figures everywhere. Like, it's amazing. But yeah, I was not really impressed with the movie. Godzilla vs. Kong. Once again, this was not Warner Bros. Doing combo of legendary test screens, and but it's not Warner Bros. Is the one that chop it. but they are the ones that mandated to make it shorter, and so Legendary had to go ahead and cut it and stuff like that. And I heard that Toby was actually part of those screenings, so Toby Emmerich was kind of involved in that. Like, I don't think they specifically told what to cut and things like that, but I heard because of his mandate, they had to go back, cut it up, reshoot things so to fill in the gaps and stuff, like, to make sure it flowed better. But mark my words, it was not entirely Warner Brothers doing, but they did start it. They kind of did start it. Mothra was one of the best parts of King of the Monsters. A lot of people loved Mothra in that, and I really love Mothra in it. So it was kind of sad that she's not continuing on, or at least not in Godzilla vs. Kong. Would have been funny if Mothra was the one who stopped the last fight between Godzilla and Kong. Yeah, I know. I even thought of that as well. Like, that could have been a cool, like, a little thing with Batman v Superman. Save Mothra! No, but she came in right in front of Kong and says, "Stop!" Nah, or something like that. But that would have been hilarious. All right, well, that is it for the members' comments and questions. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Keep this hot dog light on. And I'll see you next time. Bye.